Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome or welcome back. I'm here today to share with you my update for Pan and Every palette. This is a project that I was inspired to start by watching Paula at A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. And the original creator for this project is Lady Pans-A-Lot. For this project, I like to roll in 8 palettes, and 5 of those, they're all randomly chosen, but the first 5 are shades that are palettes where I pick the shade, and then the last 3 are where the shade is randomly chosen for me. So I have 8 palettes here. I'm going to show them to you first, and then we'll talk about which ones, if I did or did not hit pan on. For the ones where I chose the shade, I have the Kat Von D Lolita palette. From Juvia's Place, I have the Festival palette. From Charlotte Tilbury, I have the Easy Smoky Eye palette. From Ciate, I have the Pretty Fun and Fearless palette. From Tarte, I have the Tartelets Flirt palette. And lastly, I actually rolled in 1 extra palette last month because I thought I was really close on a shade. And what I rolled in was the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. Now, for the palettes where the shade is randomly chosen for me, I have the Odin's Eye Alva eyeshadow palette, the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette, and lastly, I have the Glamlight Hershey's Kisses Special Dark palette. So the question is, how many pans do I have for this update? I have 3. 3! I am so excited. Let me share with you the 3 that I hit pan on. The one that I thought I was really close on is one of them, and it comes from the Juvia's Place Weekend Festival palette. And this shade that I was working on is ABBA, which is right here. You can see my nice shiny pan there. So stoked. This one took longer than I thought it would to hit pan. No joke. No joke. Those shadows are no joke. The next palette I hit pan on is the Lolita palette by Kat Von D. I hit this pan a couple of days ago. Well, maybe it was more like 5 days ago. So there's the shade there. I was working on Lolita, the eyeshadow shade Lolita. I really did enjoy the shade. It was lovely. I didn't swatch the other one. Hold on. So there's Lolita. And there's ABBA by Juvia's Place. So this one's rolling out. Exciting. The last palette I hit my goal on is the Odin's Eye Alva palette. Yay. This, people had posted on one of my videos that the pans in here are deeper than you think they are. And they're right. So here is the shade that I hit pan on. I think it's Morning Glory. Yeah, Morning Glory. This, I wore it for the last time today. I did hit pan this morning when I did my makeup. I loved this color. It was beautiful. Beautiful. So these were kind of used in a similar way. I've been working on some eyeshadows in my Zodiac project pan to get my uses on them. And so this was the last shadow that I used in my look. I'm so excited that those 3 palettes are rolling out of the project. So let me share with you the eyeshadows that I'm still working on in this project. And then we will get to picking new palettes. And I am going to incorporate something new this month, which I'm super excited about. Okay, I'm kind of going in order that I rolled these in. The first one I have is the Tartlet Flirt palette. And I am working on this shade Playful right here. I did use this today, so it has some use. But this is probably going to be in here a while. These are pretty densely packed shadows. But it's a nice shade. It's a nice neutral, leaning warm toned brown. So still working on that one. Then from Charlotte Tilbury, from this Easy Smoky Eye palette, I am working on the second shade in here, which is a shimmer right here. And I did use this one today as well. Which eye am I going to focus on? On the inner corner. Not inner corner, on my inner part of my lid. And let's see, how much is in here? Yeah, I mean, these almost have a full ounce or full gram of product. So pretty decent amount. Anyway, there's the shade right there. Really nice shimmer. The next palette, these were all shadows that I chose. The next one is from the Ciate Pretty Fun and Fearless palette. And I'm working on the shade Flirt, which is right here. And I have a pretty good sized dip going in that shade, that eyeshadow. I cannot talk. This is such a pretty purple. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Blends out like a dream. It's lovely. So there we go. So I don't know if I'll have this out next month, but I am going to continue to work on it, of course. And the last palette in the category where I picked the shade is in my Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. And I chose this shade here, which is Poison Berry. This is also a lovely shade. It goes well with that shade in the Ciate palette. And also in another shadow that I'm going to show you here in a minute. But there we go. It's a gorgeous purple. Love that. Now for the shades that were randomly chosen for me. The first one is in this BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. And the shade that was randomly chosen for me was this bright pink shade right here. That's the shade Dippy. I love this pink. I love it so much. It's great to like use a really light, fluffy brush to kind of just blow out the upper crease area. I think it's so pretty. I mean, you can make it this pigmented, but I actually like this time of year to use it as just a first or second crease shade, just to add a little bit of pizzazz to an eye look. I love that shade. It's gorgeous. The last palette I have is by Glamlight, and it's the Hershey Kisses Dark palette. So the shade I'm working on is number 3, which is this one here. And I have a pretty decent dip going in this one. So I don't think these are that hard to hit pan in from what I hear. So I don't know if it's going to take me that long to finish or hit pan in this shadow. But there it is there. It's a lovely like lilac-y lavender shade. So those are the shadows I'm working on. So we're going to roll in one palette into the first group of palettes where I choose the shade. We're also going to roll in one palette into the section where the shade is randomly chosen for me. And we're going to roll in a third palette because I'm going to start my Project Level Up. This is created by Sophie Alexandra. And the Project Level Up is where you start with one palette and you do no pan left behind and hit pan in one of the shades. So you use each shadow once and then try to hit pan in one shade. And then once you've completed that, you go to level 2, which is where you use each shadow twice and you hit pan in two shades. This may go a little slow for me, but I do want to participate in this project. I think it's a really phenomenal idea by Sophie Alexandra, and I do want to do it. I think it's going to be slow because of palette starting next month, etc. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care. Okay, I have my wheel of names pulled up, and our first palette is going to be in the category where I choose the shade. So let's see what that one is going to be. Ooh, another BH Cosmetics palette. This is the Absinthe palette. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. That's awesome. Now for the palette where the shade is randomly chosen for me. Ooh, Bare Minerals Bare Sensuals palette. Ooh, I like that palette. All right, and now for the palette that's going to be in my Project Level Up. See what we get. Another BH Cosmetics palette. Ooh, the Ghost Pepper Poison Shock palette. Okay. All right, I don't remember what that looks like. I think is it a pink toned or berry toned palette? All right, let me go pull these. I will be right back. Okay, apparently the gods want me to focus on my BH Cosmetics palettes. So let's do the first one is the Absinthe palette. This is the one where I choose the shade. And oof. Beautiful. So I already know which one I want to do because let me just look at this. I need to look at my other green eyeshadows that I have in projects. So let me swatch these. Hi, Marls. Hey. You're so pretty. I know. So we have 4 mattes going on here. So I'm going to pull in a shimmer, and I'm going to go with this darker shade here. This is Lucid Visions, and I'm going with the darker one because I have several eyeshadows in other projects that where I don't really have a dark green to go with it. It's like on the outer lid. So we're going to do this one. This again is Lucid Visions. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I love it. Yay. That's from the Absinthe palette. Now moving on to the Bare Sensuals palette by Bare Minerals. This is where the shade is randomly chosen for me. So here is what this palette looks like. I love this color story. It's very light, but plummy. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh. So how many shades are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. So I'm going to grab my phone. I'm like, is there anything in here I don't want to pan? I don't think so. Maybe not this gray. Hopefully I don't get the gray. But I can make that work because it's a lighter shade. And I think the rest of these are fine. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's see which number we get. Number 3. Okay, number 3. We have, so if I flip this, let's do this, is 1, 2, 3. This is the shade Shazam. And it's just a, very neutral toned. It's almost like a shimmer, but more like a satin. I think I can use that in the crease. There we go. Lovely shade, very easy to wear. So that's the shade that's randomly chosen for me. Now to share with you the palette that is going to be in my Level Up project. This is the BH Cosmetics Ghost Pepper palette in Poison Shock. I don't know. It says Ghost Pepper Poison Shock. So I don't know if there's more Ghost Pepper palettes. I have no idea. Anyway, you guys ready for the brightness? This is fun. I'm going to swatch this palette on my other hand. All right, here we go. Here are the shades in the Ghost Pepper Poison Shock palette from BH Cosmetics. I honestly don't know which one I'm going to focus on to hit pan in. There are, I think, 3 mattes, which are these 3 up here, and the rest of them are shimmers. So I'm not sure. I think I'm going to have to play around with the palette. It may end up being this shade here, which is kind of a cop-out, but we'll see. And I also kind of want to see how it pairs with my Pan That palette, which I have not shared with you guys yet, but once I start using it, it may help me decide which of these is going to be the best one for me to work on continuously. So just as a reminder, here's the color story for the 8 where I'm just trying to hit pan in the shade. I love them. And these are our new additions right here. And then here's the Project Level Up. Love it. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. From Juvia's Place. So now, let me answer the question. How many So now for the number of pans that I hit this month. No, that sounds weird. What? And I hit this palette, this we're going to roll in 1 palette into the section. Help me. Okay, bye.